Hello folks, this is Daniel Bryant with Map the Experience. In this short tutorial video, I'm going to cover our digital GPS mobile map, river map for the Arkansas River located in central Colorado. This map is going to detail the Arkansas River from Leadville, its headwaters, downstream to Salida before it makes its large right-hand turn to the east and then flows into Canyon City. All of our maps can be downloaded, purchased, and used in a free map app from a company called Avenza, A-V-E-N-Z-A. You can get the app in the Apple App Store or in the Google Play Store. All you have to do is search Avenza, A-V-E-N-Z-A. You can also text either iPhone or Android to 57682. Once you have the app installed, you're going to see that icon with the red pin. I'm going to go ahead and open mine. It's going to open into the Maps page. You're going to see the Maps icon in the lower left-hand corner, which is highlighted blue. When you have Maps installed, they will appear on this page. To get Maps, you would go to the Store tab. I'm going to cover that in a little more detail at the end of this video. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the Arkansas River map, the upper section. So as I said, the upper Arkansas River starts around Leadville and flows downstream to Canyon City. Now this particular map and all our maps feature overview map, which is down there in the left-hand corner. We put a legend on all our maps that indicate what the icons stand for. We put a compass so you can kind of orient yourself north, south, east, west. We also include hatch charts for fly fishermen and float charts for those that might be floating the river. The hatch chart and float chart happens to be on the lower section of this Arkansas River map. One thing you're going to notice as I blow up on this, you're going to see the spectacular 3D hillshade topography that we use. Really visually appealing on our maps. And then you can see all the information that we have on our maps. So we're showing all the little creeks, obviously the main river, boat put-ins, parking areas, fishing access, campgrounds, pretty much anything that you'd want on a map you're going to find on ours, and more. Tons of information. The other thing you're going to notice is you see these red and green lines. Red signifies private land, green signifies public land. Now if you were in this map's extent, what's going to happen is a blue GPS would show up, dot would show up on the map that would mark your location. The maps work without cell phone or internet coverage, so they can work off grid. You can always navigate using your blue dot. And the one thing that's great, what you can actually do is, if you find a spot that you really like to fish, maybe you found an area that you've caught a lot of fish or you just like in general, you can blow up and look through the rifle scope, put it right on your blue GPS dot, and then if you want to mark it, you can use that pin down there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Go ahead and drop a pin. That's a place mark. You can now click on the eye. You can give the place mark a title, a description, maybe what flies you were using that particular day, water temperature, what the weather conditions were. And then you can also open the Photos tab there. That'll open up your camera and you can actually take a picture of that spot. You can tag it to this area, and then you can even email it or send a text message of that spot outside of or out of the app here. I'm going to close that place mark. What we're going to do now is the one thing I do want to mention also is regarding public and private land here. So we've done our best to mark public and private. However, ultimately it's up to you, the fisherman, to know where you are, to not trespass onto private land. And in Colorado, landowners do not have to post their land, and they own to the middle of the stream bed. And why is that important? Well, if you happen to be floating the river and you're floating through a stretch of private, you can fish it, but you cannot get out of your boat and you cannot drop an anchor. So just keep that in mind when you're floating rivers in Colorado. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this map in a little more detail. We're just going to start up here and kind of work our way downstream a little bit. public land basically starts around mile marker 7, which is the Upper Arkansas River Headwaters Recreation Area. And there's a number of DOW leases, fishing leases up here in this area. And then as you work your way downstream, you're going to find that most of the river is actually for about the first eight miles. You get down here to mile marker 15, you come into a short section of private land, and then you pick up another area of public land in and around between Twin Lakes and the Clear Creek Dam. And you can see that it kind of hopscotches all the way down between public and private. But what's really nice about the Upper Arkansas River is Highway 24 borders this river for the entire length, and there's great roadside pullouts. So the other thing too is that these parking areas, we have parking areas noted that no other map has. We've used aerial imagery and photography to look down and mark some spots that most people would just drive right by. They wouldn't even know that they're parking spots. So that's a great feature that all of our maps have. The other thing you can see too is that we put in a lot of information on our maps. For instance, this spot here, fish upstream from here, both sides of the river for about 3 miles. So you're going to get some really good, concise, and precise information about all the different access areas. As we come down the river a little bit further, we come into an area called Numbers. This is used mostly by kayakers and rafters, especially early season when the water's high. This is fun rafting. You actually raft through an area here called Numbers. I'll blow up the map a little bit. And to blow up the maps or to zoom in or zoom out, you just use standard finger gestures when you're doing that. So let's come down the river a little bit more. We come into Buena Vista, the town of Buena Vista. Once again, you can see that there's a lot of different parking areas marked. Rapids are marked along the river. All your fishermen access points are marked. And then as we get south of Buena Vista, the river is going to start to make its bend to the east a little bit. We come to an area down here just south of Nathrop, and we're going to come to a spot called Fisherman Bridge. Now down in here, what happens is boaters begin to put in this area right here, right around Ruby Mountain Boat Launch and upstream a little bit around Fisherman Bridge. And rafters and kayakers will put in here to float Browns Canyon. There's not much access for fishing in Browns Canyon. Railroad Bridge right here is a good spot you may want to check out if you're fishing the Upper Arkansas River. There's a lot of water in here. It's just really hard to get down in here unless you have a boat to float it, and if you're a fisherman you probably want to avoid this section. However, down at the bottom of Browns Canyon, you can actually park down at the bottoms of Brown Canyon. There are a couple spots that you can actually, in low water, you can actually hike up in there a little bit if you want to fish it. Now, as we come down and we get closer to Salida, this is where the river makes the turn to the east. And when the river turns to the east, it begins to follow along Highway 50. And once again, there's some great access along Highway 50. Tons of roadside parking spots. And most of the land is actually public as you come through the canyon here and head down towards Canyon City. So that basically, in a nutshell, kind of covers our digital GPS map of the Upper Arkansas River. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to back out of this map and I'm going to come down to the store icon. And to buy that map or buy any other of our fishing maps for Colorado or for other states in the western U.S. for rivers that we have, you can click on the Find Maps tab. But specifically for rivers in Colorado, you can simply search Fish Colorado, all one word. And when you type that in and hit the search, what happens is you can then hit the list, and all of our maps for rivers in Colorado are going to appear in that list. Now, we have upper and lower sections of each river available, and we also have a bundle where you can get both maps together. So you can see right there that we have the Arkansas River, 2 maps for $9.99. That's either the upper section or the lower section. But if you scroll down a little bit, we also have a map bundle. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So if you wanted to purchase both maps, and save 20%, you could actually click on a map bundle. You can preview the map a little bit here. Now the imagery on this is not going to be, it's going to be kind of blurry and out of focus, but it's going to give you a general idea of what the map looks like. This map can now be purchased and downloaded, and once it's open in your app and you're within the map's extent, then the blue GPS dot will appear on the map, and then you can navigate to your desired locations. Alright, so that's everything you need to know about the Upper Arkansas River in central Colorado, fishing it, how to navigate our maps, and how to purchase them. So I really hope you enjoyed that video, and come back and view the Lower Arkansas River, which is also available. Thanks, hope to see you out there fishing, and have a great day. Bye.